as you may or may not know, the Game Awards are fast approaching, hosted by Jeff Keighley, and so the awards actually went live today. So, Adam, I thought we might go through just a couple of the categories. We're not going to go through all of them because some
What?
of them we just
Don't you
don't
know
care about.
everything about esports like all of us are supposed to know?
Go the esports.
I feel so bad for like the people that are in that industry because you know that like 85% of people when the Game Awards are on don't give a shit. When it gets to their turn, we're just like, we don't know who any of you are. Because like it's a pretty niche segment. Like
it's niche, but it's growing, and like the people who do know it, like I don't know, if I was there, I'd still be proud of like making it to that point. So.
Oh yeah, but I also feel bad at the same time because you know there's a lot of people that are sitting there just being like, I don't fucking care, play the trailers. Kind of the same way that when you're watching like State of Play and indie games come in and people just bitch endlessly. So I feel bad for them. I'm just more just like, look, I don't know a goddamn thing, so I can't comment.
Yeah. I do have an issue that we never got, we never got our nod for Content Creator of the Year. So
I know I'm really upset about
Jeff?
that. Like, what the hell? You think Dream's better than us?
Should we send our legion of fans at him and like, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening here, tweet out to Jeff Keighley and say, hey, what about the Pixel Play podcast? Where's their love?
I'll make sure I type in the Discord to the all of 10 people in there that they should do their part.
We are a small but vocal group, sir. Do not minimize our capabilities. Yeah, just tweet out to him and say, hey, where's our love? But Adam, I figure we can go through it. We can kind of talk about, I think let's do it. Let's do two things in this.
Can I just make one note though before we start?
Yeah.
Can it really be shown? Well, actually, sorry, two notes. One, can it really be shown how quiet this year was given the list of games and how many repeats there are and how like so many of these games you're like, I mean, they're not bad, but I wouldn't put them up there in a normal year.
Yeah, I mean, like let's go through it. That way, the
listeners. Well, then I'll get my second point out. The most anticipated game category is really weird because it's 4 out of 5 of them are from last year's category.
That's true.
Elden Ring's still there, God of War's still there, Breath of the Wild sequel's still there, and Starfield was still there. I don't think Horizon was on last year.
Yeah.
I think this award needs to be taken down and restructured because you shouldn't be able to win it twice. Like Elden Ring is not winning this twice. They're probably going to.
Weird category. Most anticipated game.
Well, it makes sense because like half of the Game Awards is trailers now.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's half awards, half E3. Let's be honest.
Hey,
I'm not complaining. I got a Mass Effect trailer last year.
Keighley knows what we want. He delivers, except our nomination for Content Creator. We're not even asking to win. We just want our nod.
Look, I just want to bitch a little bit because I'm a little salty we didn't get included in Content Creator of the Year.
I know.
So I just want to take my pot shots in.
Next year.
I guess we'll be nice though, so we can talk about all the good ones.
Yeah, so let's go through. We'll just kind of go through some of the categories. I'm going to save Game of the Year for the last one. So let's kind of just go through it, and I'll just read them out. If you want to talk about it, it's great. If not, just skip. Can I ask you though, sir? Pull up a spreadsheet. Let's do let's make this a little competition. Let's see who can get the most bets.
Okay, well, I'll start a new disc. Actually, no, I can't start a new disc. Oh wait, I have 2 browsers I can use. Of course, I can start another Discord channel.
Yeah.
All right. Game Awards. All right, we'll do it.
All right. So we're going to do first off Best Game Direction, awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Your nominees are Deathloop, It Takes Two, Returnal, Psychonauts 2, and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. So what we'll do, Adam, is we will each do which ones we think should win and which ones we think are going to win. Okay. Would you like to go first or second, my friend?
Okay, so if we're doing our competition, is it what we think is going to win, not what we want to?
Yes. So the first one is just let's just say here. If I was picking, this is what I would pick. Here's the one I think that is going to win.
All right. So if we're talking the game direction, what I think should win is It Takes Two, and I actually think that probably will win. Because I think in terms of innovation, like Deathloop. I know that it was pretty innovative in game direction, but I don't know if it's got that edge compared to, say, It Takes Two, which apparently has been a fantastic revelation for people who are trying to play with those that aren't pretty big in gaming, because it's probably like one of the closest thing to like a genuine, really good couch co-op game that we've had in a long time. So I think people really want to take a shot at that, and I also think if anything is going to give a chance for Returnal to win an award, this would be it too.
Yeah, so that's my vote of what I would pick to win. Um, my, my vote would probably be Deathloop. Like I said in my review, I really like Deathloop in terms of what it does in terms of redefining like the roguelike, live, die, repeat kind of situation. Uh, I think it's really refreshing, especially compared to something like Returnal. So I think I could see it going between It Takes Two or Deathloop, and I think for me, I think I'm going to give it to Deathloop. Next one, best narrative for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. Deathloop, It Takes Two, Life is Strange: True Colors, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, or Psychonauts 2.
Now, personally, for I think both of us, other than you with Deathloop, it's gonna be hard for us to comment on narrative because we have to play the games to do it.
This is just what we've heard from the thing.
Yeah, just based on what I've heard, I don't really have a want because I'd have to have a horse in the race. But if I was to guess who will probably win, I would probably lean to Life is Strange just on the basis of it being a very narrative game, and not to mention having that that social like click to it as well.
Yeah. For me, like the two that I'm kind of leaning between, and once again, we haven't played this, but just from what I hear, I think it's between Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy and Psychonauts 2. I'm not hearing a lot about the Life is Strange True Colors. I know that It Takes Two, was a great game from a gameplay perspective, but a lot of people said the story was not the best. So, yeah, Psychonauts 2 or Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy.
I will admit that like I'm very shocked that Psychonauts 2 has as many nominations, not because I don't think it deserves it, but because I haven't heard anybody say a word about this game.
Yeah, I've heard some people, and like those who play it, say it's really good. I'm gonna give it to Guardians of the Galaxy just because I've heard that story is pretty good and pretty tight. Next is best art direction. This one's an easy one for us to do because we just have to look at the games. We don't actually play it. For outstanding creative or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. Nominees are Deathloop, Kena Bridge of Spirits, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and The Artful Escape.
I don't even have to think about it. It should be Kena because how are you going to hate on a Pixar movie in a game? Like it just looks stunning. I know there's chances for stuff like Psychonauts and Ratchet, but my brain just immediately goes Kena on this.
Yeah, I feel like Kena is the obvious choice. I don't know though. Like I'm looking at The Artful Escape, and that is a pretty like out there looking game, like very psychedelic, lots of cool colors. Yeah, outstanding creative or technical achievement. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is like Kena Bridge of Spirits. Yeah, I think you're right. Do you want to do music and audio design?
I mean, I can try to put it. I'll just say Cyberpunk because I think Cyberpunk needs one award just to have a joke in there.
Fair enough. I mean, I feel like Marvel's The Guardians of the Galaxy is a pretty like it's low hanging fruit just because it's a bunch of like, toe tapping kind of songs from the 60s and 70s, like the 80s, like you'd expect from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Look, if we're competing, I just really want to win by 1 point and it be Cyberpunk being the deciding factor. Look, I want that to be the one thing.
Yeah. So in terms of thing, I don't really have a horse in the loop or a horse in the race. I'm gonna give it to. Yeah, I kind of feel like it is gonna be Cyberpunk.
Just throwing it at the dartboard.
Yeah. What the hell? I'll give it to Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm not gonna do audio design because we don't care. Do you care about performance?
I mean, it's an important award, so I think we should at least put in a guess.
All right, cool. But once again, we haven't played this, so we can't really say the performance.
Well, yeah, but I feel like I'm just going to guess Giancarlo Esposito just because that's all everybody will say about that game that's actually good about it, because apparently it's not that great otherwise.
I'm gonna go with Maggie Robertson for Resident Evil Village.
Perfect.
There we go.
There we got our difference.
Okay. Games for Impact. Once again, I don't really have any opinion there.
I actually would have had an opinion like I did last year, but I don't know anything specific about the 5 games that could be it. Because I mean, when I said oh my god, why am I forgetting the name of it now? It was made by the same developers of Life is Strange, but it had a trans character as the main role, and I'm like, that has to be a game for Impact because it's the first one to do it.
Mm-hmm.
This time, I don't know enough about any of the games to be like, oh, this game is really trailblazing, so I don't really have a horse in it either.
Yeah. Best ongoing game, I don't care. Do you?
No, but it honestly should be Final Fantasy 14 because it's the only one that seems to actually be making significant change. But I guarantee you it'll be like it'll be Warzone or Genshin Impact because apparently everybody loves that game and I don't know why.
You know what? Let's do it just for the sake, because that way everyone knows these things. So we'll just quickly go through the ones that we've been skipping. Best audio design: Deathloop, Forza Horizon 5, Ratchet and Clank, Resident Evil, and Returnal. And we'll do games for impact: Before Your Eyes, Boyfriend Dungeon, Chicory: A Colorful Tale, Life is Strange, True Colors, and No Longer Home. Adam, let's throw some numbers. This will be the wild cards. Best audio, we've already kind of best audio. Which one do you think? These will be our wild cards.
If I was gonna wild card it with audio, I will honestly go with I'll probably go with Forza Horizon on that one as like a real wild card.
I'll pick Returnal.
Okay, I will make note of that.
Okay. Games for impact. I'm gonna do Boyfriend Jungle or Dungeon.
Boyfriend Jungle. Damn.
Whatever. Shut up.
You know what? I'm gonna go with it too, just because I really want it to win. Because I still love the concept of that game. I gotta play that still.
Yeah. Best ongoing game: Apex Legends, Call of Duty Warzone, Final Fantasy 16. Oh God. Final Fantasy 14 online.
Roman
Fortnite,
numerals, Kaylan.
Impact.
Come on, man.
You know what? I'm not Roman. I don't need to know those. I'm gonna go with Genshin Impact.
I think you're probably right, but I'm still going to go with 14 because I think it deserves an award at some point because it has done a fantastic job at recovering.
Yeah. All right. Best indie game for outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside of the traditional publisher system. 12 minutes, Death's Door, Kena Bridge of Spirits, Inscription, and Loop Hero.
I have heard that it has been an incredible game on Steam, so I'm going to go with Loop Hero as like a dark horse.
I've heard Death's Door is amazing too, so I'm going to give it to Death's Door. Okay. Best debut indie game. For best debut created by a new independent studio: Kena Bridge of Spirits, Sable, The Artful Escape, The Forgotten City, and Valheim.
Just because it's gotten a bunch of mention elsewhere, I'm going to assume Artful Escape would probably win here. I don't think Kena was good enough to get that award. Sable, I've heard pretty good things about. Forgotten City, I've heard pretty good things about. And I think Valheim had a shot, but people have really downed on it after like its initial release. So
yeah,
I feel like the odds of that winning now, like if this was like a month after it came out, I think it wins. But because the time is kind of like taken away from it, I don't know if Valheim's the winner anymore. So I'm leaning Artful Escape on that one.
I'm going to lean with you on that Artful Escape. Best mobile game? Get out of here. Nope. Do we want to talk about that?
Solitaire. Okay, we're good.
Just real quick, we're not gonna do this one because whatever. But Fantasia, Genshin Impact, League of Legends, Marvel Future Revolution, and Pokemon Unite. But and then best community support, we don't care. We're not gonna do these ones. I think we're starting to get into some of the weeds here.
Look, community support, great deal. I mean, it's really good that Fall Guys won it last year because their Twitter account is amazing.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, like it's a cool award just, to actually show support to people that actually do the real hard work, which is keeping a game going, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah. We're going to skip best VR game. I don't think we need to pick one.
I mean, it'll probably be Resident Evil 4. That would be my guess, but
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I never knew there was a sequel to Expect You to Die. That's a fantastic game.
I mean, when you think about it, though, like Hitman 3, Resident Evil 4, and Sniper Elite VR, you're thinking, wow, there's actually some like VR games coming out for some pretty major titles. So, it's like that conversation we had not too long ago about VR potentially being a future thing for games. Like, who knows? Like, we could be seeing more stuff like this down the road.
Yeah. So the nominations were Hitman 3, I Expect You to Die, Lone Echo, Resident Evil 4, and Sniper Elite VR. I'm going to give it to I Expect You to Die too.
Okay. I'm still going to go Resident Evil 4 just because
I know you are.
I feel like just people love to talk about games that are really, really old just suddenly winning awards like 10 years later.
Yeah. I don't think we need to vote on innovation and accessibility. I don't think we need to vote on, but I'll give the nominations: Far Cry 6, Forza Horizon 5, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and Veil Shadow. All right, here's one we have some more discussions about. Best action game. For the best game in the action genre focused primarily on combat, we have Back 4 Blood, Chivalry 2, Deathloop, Far Cry 6, and Returnal.
Considering only one of these games is up for Game of the Year, I think that makes the answer pretty obvious, doesn't it?
I don't know. There's a lot of great choices here.
Well, but I assume it's Deathloop, right? It's the only game in that category that's nominated for Game of the Year, so theoretically it should be Game of the Year then.
Yeah.
Because if it's the only game nominated for Game of the Year, clearly the other 4 games don't win.
Yeah.
But then again, awards do weird things like that.
Yeah, like they may give a nod out to like Returnal.
I don't know. I think Back 4 Blood might even have a case for Returnal, but that's because Returnal's more of a niche product.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you talked me into Deathloop. Deathloop is going to be my vote, and yeah. But you know what? Like, yeah, Deathloop makes sense. Deathloop or Far Cry 6.
I'm trying to logic brain this one. Like, I'm sure that they can justify a different award, but my brain just goes, it's the only one up for Game of the Year. How could you not use it?
Yeah. Yeah, but you got to remember who's voting for this. It's partially fans, but it's also like critics. And I know critics were really impressed with what Returnal did, and everyone loves Housemarque. So
yeah, but if gamers are also voting too, no one played Returnal by the sounds of things. So, and I'm saying that half jokingly.
Yeah, I'm giving it to Deathloop.
Took a while to convince you, but it worked.
Best action adventure game. For best action adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, Metroid Dread, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Resident Evil Village, and Psychonauts 2.
All right, I don't want it to win because I'm anti-Nintendo, but Nintendo's got to walk out with at least one award, so I'm going to give it to Metroid on this one. That's my logic.
See, I'm thinking it's either Metroid or it's Psychonauts 2.
That's my logic. Nintendo's got to win an award somewhere, or else Miyamoto won't show up anymore.
That's how they get him. I'm going to give it to Psychonauts 2 just for a little bit of spice in the competition. All right. Best RPG. Now, this is going to be a shock to some of you. For the best game designed with rich player character customization and progression, including massively multiplayer experiences. Cyberpunk 2077, Monster Hunter Rise, Scarlet Nexus, Shin Megami Tensei 5, and Tales of Arise.
As the resident RPG guy, I went, wow, this year was dead.
Why did you become the resident RPG guy?
Like, because most of them are JRPGs. That's why my brain goes.
Yeah, I'll give you you're the resident JRPG, like weeb, like that's fine. But
well, that's usually what best RPGs end up being, because unless like Witcher's out that year.
True.
What are you going to do? Put Fallout in right now?
Yeah. Skyrim, whatever the new one is called, the Definitive Extra Edition.
The Edition Definitive Edition.
Yeah. Skyrim, we can't believe you're still buying this.
No. And then followed by Skyrim. You're still buying it.
Skyrim, we said that we wouldn't buy it, but like, you know, we're actually surprised that you did.
So I actually have no idea who wins this, because I mean, it shouldn't be Cyberpunk. I've not heard great things about Scarlet Nexus. Shin Megami Tensei 5 just came out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and go with Tales of Arise, which would be pretty amazing to see them win an award, because that series never gets any notoriety. So if it could win an award, that might actually be a tipping point for it.
I want to pick Cyberpunk.
Do it.
I do.
Do it. I did it once already.
I'm going to pick Cyberpunk. Honestly, I like that game for all of its faults, for all of its problems. That game was a lot of fun, and like I loved it. The story was amazing. I kind of feel like they kind of got screwed over from a narrative perspective, because I feel like the narrative of Cyberpunk is one of the best parts of it. But I mean, there is that role playing customization thing, and so you definitely could feel like play a certain way. So like if you wanted to play as a samurai, sword wielding, whatever, great. If you wanted to play entirely as a hacker, you could. Like, I think Cyberpunk does get it. I don't think it's actually going to get it though, because it has that bad cloud hanging over it. But I'm going to throw it out there. That's my little nod to Cyberpunk.
Well, now there's a chance that you might win by 1 point, and Cyberpunk is the key factor. So we each have one now.
Yeah. Best fighting game, for the best game designed primarily around head-to-head combat, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba. Oh god, the
Kimetsu no Yaiba or Yaiba. Kimetsu no Yaiba.
I'm just gonna call it Demon Slayer. You do not get two subtitles.
You have not played Japanese games enough. Then go play a Kingdom Hearts game and talk to me about subtitles and
Oh
the
no, we're
fucking
not even
titles.
going down the Kingdom Hearts. No, we're not doing that. Guilty Gear Strive, Melty Blood Type Lumina, Nickelodeon All Star Brawl, and Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown.
I feel like unless you feel like just going against me, you should pick Guilty Gear because I don't think any of the other four come remotely close. Guilty Gear is one of the best fighting games that has come out in the last like 5 to 10 years.
All right, I will pick Guilty Gear if you screw me over, and this is just like you like throw me under the bus.
Well, look, I'm gonna look. The only actual chance that there is of beating anything is Nickelodeon All Star Brawl, and that's for a meme. They're legitimately none of the other games are remotely as good as that. So you're literally picking Nickelodeon for meme purposes at this point.
Yeah. All right. Next one. Best family game for the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform. It Takes Two, Mario Party Superstars, Pokemon Snap, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, and WarioWare Get It Together.
It's got to be Bowser's Fury. Like It Takes Two is pretty good, but I think Bowser's Fury actually has like the hitting power, and that's also again if Metroid Dread doesn't win earlier, there's your easy Miyamoto inclusion right there.
Yeah, I can see Super Mario 3D World. I can also see.
And Pokemon. I am saying that knowing my logic of It Takes Two is the only game of the year on that list.
It Takes Two is good. Like I know that people like it, but from a family perspective, like it talks about like some pretty heady, like not heady stuff, but it talks about like some mature content in terms of like divorce and stuff.
I'm also just trying to imagine that going up against a Mario game. I don't care if it's a port plus an expansion pack, but I have a hard time seeing that beating Mario as much as I've heard good things about It Takes Two.
Nah, I'm giving It Takes Two. Let's do it. We're gonna go quickly through these ones. Best sports racing: F1 2021, FIFA 22, Hot Wheels Unleashed, Forza Horizon 5, and Riders Republic.
Based on how well it's doing right now, I think it might actually be Forza. Although I'd really love for Hot Wheels to get it because apparently that game is something I really have to try because it looks like the old school like N64 like racing games that we grew up with.
I know, it looks so good. I'm gonna give it to Hot Wheels. Let's see what Hot Wheels does.
I hope you're actually right on that one.
Yeah. Best sim or strategy game. Best game focused on real-time or turn-based simulation or strategy gameplay, irrespective of platform. Age of Empires 4, Evil Genius 2, Humankind, Inscription, or Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's gonna be Flight Simulator.
I'm going Humankind because I thought Flight Simulator was already past that point. I'm like, why is it up for nomination? I was confused when I saw it. I'm like, hasn't it already been more than a year?
I don't know.
So I'm going with Humankind just on that basis because I think it's past its time.
All right, free point for Kaylan.
All right.
Best multiplayer game for outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op and massively multiplayer experiences, irrespective of game genre or platform. Back 4 Blood 2, It Takes Two, Knockout City, Monster Hunter Rise, New World, or Valheim.
There is a real bad part of my brain that thinks New World gets this, but I'm going Back 4 Blood.
New World's totally getting this.
I wanted to be Back 4 Blood so bad, and I'm kind of going with it because I really think it's that good. But there is that part of me that thinks New World's getting it.
New World is taking this for sure.
All right, well, you're probably going to be right on that one, but that's my I don't care point. And I think that's the rest of our awards, because unless we want to do most anticipated game for basically 2 years straight.
No, and content the creator of the year, like that's just robbery right there. That was stolen.
Like, for those who care, anticipated game is Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Breath of the Wild sequel, and Starfield. It honestly should be Forbidden West, because it's kind of stupid to give the award to one of the nominees from the previous year. So by logic, for Forbidden West should win it.
You know what? No, I could see an argument. I was gonna,
but they would probably give it to Ragnarok at this point.
I would say I'd give it to Ragnarok only because we did see a trailer. I was gonna say
that's why I think that's the only thing against it. But I think it should be Horizon. But knowing our luck, it's going to be Elden Ring twice. Because why not?
I can see it being Elden Ring.
I can honestly see it.
I can see an argument for it too, because like technically, demos have gone live and like people are playing it, so like makes sense.
I think we need to make this now. Okay, what do you think? I'm gonna go with all right, I'm gonna go with God of War on this one.
I'll do Elden Ring.
Okay, so you're going for the first ever 2-time winning award. Wait, I wonder if there is there a game that's won more than once?
It's coming, dude. It's coming right off the heels of a live demo. Like it's I can see it.
I know, but my
Now,
brain's like, man, do you really want to do it twice?
so nice it won twice.
It would be.
All right, so the
funny,
last
though.
category they saved, game of the year. So recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. The options are Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village.
That one, again, because I've never played any of them. You've played a couple of them, so you got a better grasp of it than I do. Just based on what I have heard and what I have seen, I feel like it's going to be Deathloop. Because literally, it's the only game that I know of that most people are giving 10s to. So it just theoretically, to me, makes sense.
Yeah, I think it is going to be Deathloop, or it should be Deathloop at least. Like I said, the innovative choices it makes with its gameplay, combined with its cool artistic style, like it goes for this weird, like it's not realistic, but it's not like, it's got an interesting choice style that'll, let it be long in the tooth in terms of not looking outdated. Gameplay is fine, and one thing that like to mention is that like the game did not come out with a significant amount of bugs, and that's something that like this past year has been riddled with. And so it was a game that sure had a couple patch fixes here and there, but if I recall, like I don't remember hearing a bunch of game breaking huge issues with that game. So I think that one definitely deserves it.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, we'll have to revisit that. If you guys are listening to this and you guys are in the Discord, maybe you guys let us know what you think is going to be your, who do you think is going to win Game of the Year, and which one of you guys thinks of the two of us is going to win. And if you guys are watching us on YouTube, leave a comment down below what you think is going to be the winner of Game of the Year and which one of us made the best call.
We all know it should have been Grand Theft Auto Remaster, though, right?
Got robbed. It's in company with us.
What got robbed more? GTA Remaster Game of the Year, Pixel Play Podcast Content Creator of the Year. Put that in the comments below.
There we go.